Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Scent Memories. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Dave and I'm really excited to share with you my thoughts and opinions on a brand new release from my favorite niche fragrance house, Xerjoff. For those of you who don't know, Xerjoff is an Italian niche fragrance house who just launched a brand new composition last week, and that composition is called MV Agusta. So MV Agusta is celebrating the 75th anniversary of the GP in Italy, as well as a second-year partnership with MV Agusta. So before we get into the actual fragrance itself, I wanted to share with you guys the presentation. I typically don't do a presentation or boxes in my videos, but I think this one is really cool. So what you get right off the bat is this really beautiful and very unique Xerjoff box. It's got the typical Xerjoff in gold here, but then it has the forward racing logo down here with the MV Agusta in the center. And what the actual fragrance comes in is in the 1717 collection, the white alligator leather skin box with the actual absolutely beautiful silky velvety inlay here with a very unique red placard, which you don't typically see in these 1717 collections. You typically see a silver or gold box, or rather a placard in the actual back here. When the bottle sits inside the box, you can see how it has a really nice contrast with the white silk and the red placard here. It's really unique and it's really cool. I love it. It's beautiful. Xerjoff has honestly some of the best, or if not in my opinion, the best presentation in the entire game. So that's the actual presentation. The box itself, or the bottle itself rather, is in a really nice carbon black outer shell with the MV logo right here. You have the typical Xerjoff, or X for Xerjoff, in the center, with your typical Xerjoff very heavy metal cap. So let's get into the juice. That's what we care about, right? When I first was reviewing this, or kind of researching this fragrance before, right when it first came out, I was hesitant to actually buy this because it had notes that I was either not a fan of or something I kind of shied away from. Notes like incense, notes like leather, labdanum, and just a kind of a smoky, leathery, possibly animalistic qualities that I was kind of assuming this fragrance was going to give off. When I smelled it, I was really pleasantly surprised that it wasn't really those things. So what do I smell and what do we get with MV Agusta? Well, first of all, let's just look at the sprayer here. Typically gorgeous and really fantastic sprayers on Xerjoff bottles. Really good dispersion. So right away, you got the Calabrian bergamot, which is bright and citrusy and effervescent. It's met with a very subtle spicy clove in the top, but you also get a almost rubbery tire feel. I know it sounds weird, but it's almost like a rubber tire, which I think is quite appropriate given that this bottle, or this fragrance, is celebrating the 75th anniversary of the MotoGP. But that leather, or that tire note or accord, goes away quickly within a matter of a few minutes, and then you're met with this really soft, sexy, subtle incense. It's not a head shop or a kind of a church-like incense. It's a really soft and sensual incense that's paired with a soft iris, which I don't really get much of. I get a slight powdery note there, but it's in the background and it's not overpowering. The incense is not overpowering. It's very well blended, like all Xerjoff compositions are. This is expertly blended, which is wrapped around this really translucent, almost transparent ylang-ylang note that I think uplifts the fragrance and brings it into another level of complexity, which is really gorgeous. Then you get in the base notes, you get notes of tonka bean, leather, patchouli, musk, and labdanum, which you kind of get a lot of that in the base. but it's not all broken apart. It's all one beautiful composition. So you get the leather. It's not a animalistic leather. It's not a very bitter or strong leather that you might see in fragrances like Great Britain from Roja Dove, or Tuscan Leather Intense from Tom Ford. It's soft. It is leathery, but it's also soft and almost velvet-like leather, if that makes sense. Like, imagine you're sitting in a brand new luxury car or a racing car, and you have this really rich leather, but it's not overpowering. It's met with a almost almond-like or creamy tonka bean that gives it a sort of vanilla-like quality. It's all wrapped around a labdanum note. For those of you who don't know, labdanum is used very often in perfumery. Traditionally, it's seen in fragrance genres like a chypre or a oriental fragrance, and it's meant to give the fragrance a leathery, sort of honey or more of like a plum-like feel, and you get just that in this fragrance. The labdanum paired with the leather is so expertly blended, and I really give Xerjoff a lot of props for using labdanum with leather in this composition, because it is really ingenious. The leather complements the labdanum and vice versa, mixed with that tonka bean and that patchouli, which gives it a slightly green, almost earthy accord, all come together that match that iris and the essential incense and that transparent and translucent ylang-ylang. That collaborating bergamot is still there a little bit. It's all there. And as this fragrance dries down, it becomes creamier and it becomes more velvety, and it becomes a extremely sexy and highly, very wearable fragrance. This is something that can be worn in a cooler summer evening or a spring evening or a spring day. Definitely fall and winter, given the fact that this composition has denser notes like leather and incense and labdanum and patchouli. It gives this composition a base and strong legs to stand on. Longevity on this, so far I got about 8 hours. After about hour 5 or 6, it does sit closer to the skin, but I can still get wafts of it throughout the day. Projection is in beast mode. It does project for about maybe 2 hours, and then it forms a very nice scent bubble and a nice sillage around you. I think this can be worn dressed up or dressed down. Absolutely very appropriate for any kind of occasion, I think, even just being very casual. I think this is a fantastic release from Xerjoff. It's something that I think a lot of people will love, and I think you should get your nose on this if you can. It's really unique and quite unlike most of the compositions that you can find in the house of Xerjoff. So that is my review for MV Agusta. Let me know in the comments if you've tried this fragrance, if you're looking forward to trying MV Agusta. What do you like about leather fragrances? If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell down below so you'll be notified of any future videos, content, and possible giveaways. So thank you everyone so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. As always, please stay safe and be kind to each other. Thank you.